Do you remember Michael Keaton? He played Batman, and it was a long time ago. He was in a movie. It was called Night Shift. I'm pretty sure it was called Night Shift. And I think the Fonz, you baby boomers remember the Fonz. I think he was in it. But if you remember that character, Michael Keaton, he used to always say, "Note to self." He had an idea once like this. He has a little tape recorder. Note to self. Note to self. Feed the tuna mayonnaise while they're still in the ocean. So then when you pull the tuna out, the mayonnaise will already be there. When they put the tuna in the can, after they pull them from the ocean, the tuna will already have the mayonnaise. Note to self. What a great idea. So this is really a note to self. I shared that with you because this is a note to self. You know, it's nearly midnight on the East Coast, and it's the end of a long Friday. Put in a lot of stuff, got a lot done today, as I did through the rest of the week. And I'm sitting here like winding down and feeling kind of tired. And really, I just felt like, oh man, I could use some rest. And then I realized that I had yet to make a video. And this video is really for me, to me. And if you happen to watch this video, thank you for watching the video. But I want to just say that, you know what? It's about commitment. I made a commitment to myself to shoot video every single day. And, you know, I talk about the fact that there's always content. Everywhere you look, there's content. And so today when I was feeling a little bit, this is like just in the last 30 minutes or so, right before I sat down, I said, okay, I got to shoot the video, because whether somebody on the internet watches the video is really immaterial. It's about the fact that I made the decision, and I'm looking for the discipline that regardless of what is going on, I'm going to show up and do the video that I promised myself I would do. And the reasons are many, so I can get, you know, a bit more fluid and comfortable and be able to shoot video from wherever I am. But here's what I want to say really is that, you know, it is about commitment. It is about follow through. And I think it's appropriate because today is August 5th, and today's the first day of the Olympic Games. The Olympics begin in Rio today. And I've always been a big fan of the Olympics because of the athleticism and the dedication and the fact that it is the greatest athletes in the world. By and large, they are amateurs, and the competition is free. They don't get paid to perform in the Olympic Games. And I just love that. You know, I remember hanging with my friend one day. Patrick and I were talking. Patrick, and he was telling me that one day he was watching the Olympics with a friend of his who happened to be a competitor at one point in his life. He was in the Olympic Games. And as Patrick told the story, he was sitting there with his friend watching the opening ceremonies. And the opening ceremonies were on today. I haven't yet to see them. I'm going to watch the replays of the Olympic opening ceremonies in Rio. But I remember Patrick telling me about his friend. His friend stood there looking at the TV as all of the athletes from all over the world come walking into the stadium. And it is a glorious moment. It's one of my favorite things about the Olympics is when the athletes actually arrive for the games, and then at the end they have the closing ceremonies and they depart. And one of the things that Patrick shared with me is, as this former Olympian watched TV, and he said to Patrick, he goes, I can tell you one thing about all of these athletes with all of these different disciplines from all over the world, men, women, all of them have one thing in common. They all have one thing in common. And Patrick said, what is that? What is the one thing they have in common? And he said, the athlete said, I can tell you this. There's not a realist among them. Not one of them is a realist. They are all dreamers. They're the best in the world at their craft. I was doing a little bit of research on the Olympics. The United States team, I'm North American, I live in the United States, 263 men, 292 women. That's it. That's it. That's a small number. We consider the number of athletes in the world. There is a 17-year-old swimmer on the Syrian team, which at one point not long ago, her and her sister kick paddled for hours an inflatable boat with their family in it as they went from Turkey to Greece to escape whatever it is, they were refugees. There are two runners on the American team that are over 40 years old. Michael Phelps is competing. He's already won 22 medals. He's over 31. And then there's the refugee team. There's a team of athletes who are refugees, combined athletes from a variety of countries who don't have their specific country in these war-torn regions. But these athletes came together, and they are a refugee team, and they're competing under the flag of the Olympics, which I thought was very, very cool. And, you know, just it's in the spirit of commitment that I'm actually shooting this video for myself tonight on Friday night, the 5th. I didn't really feel like it, to be honest. And I was really, really wondering, okay, do I really have content? Okay, Big Mouth Joe, you always talk about content is everywhere. And content is everywhere. And I was able to think about it today. What really would inspire me right now at nearly well, it's 8:43 here. So I'm cheating. When I say it's 11:43, yes, on the East Coast. It's almost midnight on the East Coast. And the reason I'm doing this right now is because of commitment, the commitment I made to myself. And so that's it for this evening. I'll be back tomorrow to shoot another video because I am in about a third of the way through of 100 videos in 100 days. Yesterday, if you watched my video last night, I talked about a project that I'm working on, about an automated, and you know what? I'm going to save this for tomorrow. I'll talk to you about this tomorrow because I do have a topic. I wanted to talk a little bit more about the concept of being an entrepreneur and how difficult it really is. How difficult it really is. And, you know, we could be in the U economy, which is being responsible for our own money and our own welfare, the U economy. And, you know, it's kind of separate from being an entrepreneur because, well, I'll talk about it tomorrow, okay? I will. Until tomorrow, have a good evening. I'll see you tomorrow. Today is the 5th of August. This is like 36 days and counting of my 100 videos in 100 days. And congratulations, Joe, for doing it. If anybody watches this, that's cool. Send me an email, would you? joe@joetalkradio.com. If you would like to partner up with me and join me in December in Vegas with Tony Robbins, Sir Richard Branson, Eric Worre, and me, Joe. If you'd like to join me, joe@joetalkradio.com, and I'll send you the details. Till tomorrow, everyone.